Crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
R. Kelly came out a while ago. And he said that the original Best of Both Worlds was supposed to be him and Tupac. Did you ever hear anything about that?
I heard something like that. I
Did
did hear
you?
something like that. I
Okay.
did hear that. But then he ended up doing it with Jay-Z, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But I did hear something like that in the works. Yep.
Wow, that would have been. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. We went to a concert in Anaheim, California in like 95, 96. It was just me, Suge, Tupac, and Cedric Soray, which was the security that was working with Pac that day. And I remember us going to that concert, and Tupac was really into it. That's when he was doing the Mad Max or that head. Because I remember that big old head, and he did like a Mad Max theme at that concert. And Tupac was amazed, and he loved that. Because it was at the Pond in Anaheim, and it was sold out. I remember afterwards, everybody saw Pac, and that nigga started running in the parking lot. Everybody was running because everybody was trying to get at him to say hi. And he just loved attention, and man, she just looked at him. Him and Cedric was running all in the parking lot trying to get away from fans and stuff. But
Also,
yeah.
Tupac really did. He really liked R. Kelly. And
That was my
everything.
point, that he liked him. For us to go to a concert or a show, he was there to check out, R. Kelly show. Yeah.
That'd have been crazy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. For those of y'all say Reggie Line, look up a concert at the Pond in like 95 or 96 with R. Kelly. That's in Anaheim.
Were you there? Did they go meet and everything, or
No,
did you guys just went to the concert to
just
check
went
him
to
out?
the concert, checked it out, and left after the concert was over. Yeah.
I think one of the more surprising beefs that Tupac had, I don't even want to call it a beef, but he came out with a Fugees diss where he was kind of dissing the Fugees on When We Ride on Our Enemies. And what I found out when I did my research was that Tupac was actually in one of their music videos at one time. And then, he responded, I guess they said something about him. I don't know if it was in a song or where it was, but Tupac, and then he ended up responding with When We Ride on Our Enemies. Is there anything you know about that?
Yeah, I heard about it. I saw them squash it. Didn't know about it prior, but I saw them squash it at the House of Blues. The Fugees was performing at the House of Blues on Sunset in Hollywood. And they talked. Him, Lauryn Hill, and the guy, the producer dude, Wyclef. And they talked and worked it out and had at the foundation room, and they talked for a little while, and they got it all worked out. But Tupac came home disappointed with a bunch of people. Y'all think he was upset with Digital Underground, to be honest. Remember, we went to a video shoot that they had, and he went shining. He got in a suit, and he was looking all good and everything. He said, "I'm going to shine on them." But I'll be honest, he was disappointed with them, because he said they always just wanted to treat me like a roadie. They didn't ever want to give me my shot. They didn't want to give me sign me to a deal or to be a part of the group. And so he was glad to go back and shine on Digital Underground at the video shoot.
So he kind of felt like they kind of should have opened the doors and they didn't kind of embrace him being a star.
Correct. And he had some little animosity about that, which was good, probably best for him, that he wasn't under contract with them, under Shock G and Money B and all of them. And, he was able to do a solo thing. But I remember when we went to that video shoot, it was a video shoot that was done in March of '96. And so by then his record was doing good and he was shining. And
to be fair, Tupac was kind of wild, I think, compared to those guys. I don't know, maybe they didn't want everything that comes with Tupac around.
But was he like that then? Who knows? I guess it's always in you.
I'm pretty sure he was. I interviewed Kendrick Wells.
Okay,
Kendrick. And he went to high school with Tupac. So Tupac was, from my interviews, he was kind of always a little wild.
Shout out Kendrick. Kendrick's a good dude. Hate that I put out there the incident about the snowball incident, but Kendrick's a good dude. Yep, shout out.
You'd mentioned Tupac going to see the Fugees a few times.
Yeah, we went to the House of Blues on Sunset and saw them perform. They were hot. They had a hot record out towards the end of 95, 96. And they were performing at the House of Blues quite frequently. And I remember on 2 separate occasions we went, and him talking, Lauren is kind of small, but she was real small. And I didn't realize she was as short as she was, but yeah. But they had great conversations.
Pretty crazy. You don't know what actually happened that led to the fallout or anything?
No, don't know. To be honest, just know they were over there working out stuff, but what they was actually talking about, I don't know. As a matter of fact, Suge didn't even get involved. He was there, but he didn't even join in the conversation. He just let them work it out.
AJ Johnson, rest in peace.
AJ.
But he did an interview.
Okay.
And where he talks about Suge pulling a gun on him for playing Sleazy E in Eazy-E's Real Motherfucking G's.
Easy is 5, not easy. AJ was 5'2", 5'3". Come on, why you gotta pull a gun out on him? But AJ was cool. AJ was, AJ was in the club. I remember yanking AJ out of the back of the limo while we was all in Club 662. After that, and because he's a rapist, that's what he was. Nigga have some sex issues. If anybody know anything about AJ, y'all say Reggie making up shit. Y'all pull up AJ history. But he was in the back of the limo. He had pulled him a groupie, and he had her in the back of the limo. And the limo driver came, hey, one of these guys, in the back of the limo. Reggie, he just took over the limo. I went and looked inside the limo. It was AJ back there with some girl. But he was hanging out with us in 95, 96, so wasn't that bad. Must got worked out. But AJ Compton boy, Palmer Block Crip, he grew up over there around us. I know him very well. But who knows?
Because I believe he said that he didn't show up for the second day of filming. That's some of that isn't him. That's in the Compton City G's.
Possible, but AJ is about his money. Like I said, he from a Crip neighborhood, so Crips not scared of Pyrus not scared of Crips. And so AJ would have got some of his boys from Palmer Blocks to work it out. So I just think that's an excuse. I think Suge offered him more money to come and play a part or do something in one of his videos.
Right, because that was him in the Dr. Dre video, right?
Yeah. And my boy Scrunchy did it to me. My boy. I don't know if y'all remember in Uncut. Scrunchy is a funny comedian. He was on Dre's album on Chronic 2001. And on Uncut, I had 4 guys sitting in the car reminiscing about the old Tupac days, or Death Row days. And y'all notice it was only 3 later in the car. Well, at the beginning of it was only 3. And then later on, they went and picked up a 4th guy at his house in Death Row Uncut. The reason for that being was he saw all the stuff how we was dissing Dre. Scruncho jumped out of the car. He said, Reggie, you trying to end my career. He said, but Dre got word of that Scruncho jumped out of the car and got out of the car. And Dre, he said, paid him triple the amount that I was going to pay him for not being a part of that. So, yeah, but shout out my boy Scruncho. Yeah, but I'm just trying to show you that's how they did stuff back then.
So they would just outbid, outpay the other person for...
Exactly. And then he later put him on his, his album on Chronic 2001.